we extend to each and every one of you, individually and all of you together collectively, our deepest appreciation and gratitude for the co-creation of this interaction this day of your time. As this has been titled the Countdown to Contact, we will discuss a little bit about the idea of contact itself. As we have said, open contact, the introduction of extraterrestrial beings to your society, is now inevitable and is on a timeline wherein introductions publicly of extraterrestrials in your society will take place within the next 5 of your years. The idea is to understand that while this may seem relatively quick, a lot has been going on, as you say, behind the scenes for quite some time. There have been intermittent discussions with different members of your scientific community, different members of your governmental authorities, to set up the idea of exactly when and how introductions will be made that will serve your society in the best possible way. The style of contact may change from time to time depending on what's going on your planet. But at this point, it is something that will occur very quickly because it is time for it to do so. Time for your society to begin to open up to the idea that you are not alone, that you have the capability of becoming members of a galactic society eventually. So the idea is for you to examine within yourselves the whole concept of what that will mean to you, to understand that you now have connection physically, face-to-face, with beings who did not originate on your planet, with beings who have different perspectives, different ideas than anything you have ever experienced within interactions among yourselves as human beings, as Homo sapiens sapiens. Now, we understand and have talked about the idea that you are already, as Homo sapiens sapiens, a hybridized species. Because the natural hominid that evolved upon your planet, which you refer to by different names, such as Homo erectus and so forth, was already genetically altered by a race of extraterrestrials that in your language is known as the Anu. This makes you already partly extraterrestrial, genetically speaking. And therefore, there are many other extraterrestrials to which you are genetically connected. Of course, my civilization and many other hybrids are direct offshoots of your genetics and the mixture of genetics that each of you contains. The idea, therefore, is that we are already family. We are already connected in many different ways. When contact occurs, more than you may experience it now, you may, upon contact, upon physical presence of extraterrestrials, start to energetically feel that connection more strongly, energetically and genetically. In being exposed to the vibration of many extraterrestrials, you may suddenly find yourself feeling very familiar with many of them. This will help in the idea of knowing that you are part of a larger family, a galactic family, that you are souls who have agreed to participate in the Earth experience for the purpose of learning, growing, sharing information that aids and assists many beings throughout the cosmos. You may feel that you have been isolated for a long time, but you have not been isolated at any time whatsoever in terms of our awareness of you and your effect and impact that your experiences on Earth are having for other beings in the cosmos, in the universe, in the multiverse, in other dimensions, in spirit. Many of you have thought of yourselves for a long time as a kind of kindergarten class, but you are, as we have said, really a master graduating class. Because, as we have said, Earth is a challenging school. It is the opportunity for you to come into deep limitation and allow yourselves to find the ways to discover how to transform it in powerful ways, to reclaim and remember yourselves as powerful souls. And in so doing, and in changing limitation to freedom, darkness into light, negative into positive, no matter how deeply you may have been originally ensconced within it, is a great lesson for all within the cosmos who observe the ways in which you creatively do that.
And it is based on the frequencies that we experience in our dimensional range, the construct of our dimensional range. And it may not always be the perfect advice for you. But as you connect with that heart center, you can access your own divine wisdom. And discernment is going to be very, very important as you begin to open up to other species, other races that will soon be showing up physically. From our vantage point, and it is rare that we share predictions, but 2026 is very highly likely to be the year that disclosure happens. And the reason we feel comfortable in saying this is because there are treaties, there are agreements that have been made with other species that say you have to disclose this to your people by this time or we're showing up. Now, as ninth dimensional beings, we don't have physical form. So we are showing up and we've been here for a while. But we're talking about some of the physical beings some have been here before. Some are anxious to start working with you, trading with you. One of your greatest commodities is your creativity. But the real gift that you give to humanity, to each other and to your stellar family, and eventually to the entire universe, is your capacity for compassion. Because you have the ability to tap into the spark of the divine in a very unique way that not all species have the ability to do. And because you've been down here in a game that is very challenging, all of you have experienced some level of heavier energies. That allows you to hold a level of compassion that is unmatched. All right? Now, on the surface, may your pain be as intense as somebody else's situation? Maybe, maybe not. But you still have an awareness of what that frequency is like. You've embodied it. And because of that, that allows you the ability to extend compassion to someone else. And that will be spread throughout the entire universe as you cross this dimensional barrier. It is your gift that you give. Second to that is your creativity. How you achieved that, the many different ways that you as humans were able to find to go through the ascension process is quite remarkable. We're always amazed at the things that you create for yourselves. Some of them are quite twisted, rather convoluted. How did they get in that loop? Impressive. So we get excited to see what you all create. It's fascinating. We learn from you. You always think, hi, I must be better. Well, no, we learn from you as well, and you are teaching us. And, you're not at a beginner level here on Earth. This is a game of mastery. This is a master's planet. And in the universe, Earth is known as the planet of emotion. If you want to learn about emotions and the range of emotions, where are you going to go? You're going to go to Earth if you're lucky enough. This is a very special place to be, and not everyone gets the ability to be embodied here. Everyone has the ability to access the records through the Akash, but to be embodied is quite special. So the soul remembers that and knows that it is a special thing. And sometimes when you're down here, it doesn't necessarily feel that way, we know. And if that is a moment that you're having where things feel particularly challenging, remember that you are a spark of the divine, you are a creator being. And when you created that challenge, you also created the solution. They are two sides of the same coin.
To varying degrees, you utilize your awareness to work that consciousness into the space of neutrality that allows new potential to move through you. It may not happen in that moment from your conscious linear experience, but that potential is there in that moment. And it is you that brings that forward. So the information is there within you. What will you do with it? Isha, Ema, Eta. With this knowledge that you are part of us, we are part of you, all that happens to you, through you, for you, from you, is part of life. It affects all life. This is what humanity is moving through now, to have that recognition. So that as you see or hear, you may spend that time feeling what is occurring, be authentic with that flow, but bring that consciousness back to the potentials that you are bringing forward in your awareness, in your desires. You are unique in all of time and space. You are unique here for a divine reason. And that reason is merely being you. We want to bring forth very specific cosmic connections. Some that may be more connected to you, some that may be more distantly connected to you. But we wanted to bring forth a connection with the mantis beings, that which we call the elders, the originators, the beginning, that originally supported the Lyran physicality. We were not their first rodeo. We were not always doing things that might seem pleasant, and yet this evolution is not reliant upon one being or one species. It is connected. And so
Good evening, all of you. We want to share disclosure and energy. The very first thing of disclosure is a question of what is and what is beyond what we understand. And what we will share with you is that each of you, this energy will be very different as well. Some of you will say what happens inside of a solar system energy and what is going on in Mars and what is going on with programs of governments. This would be a very good place to start of understanding and knowing and being told the truth. But many of you also may be very uncomfortable when hearing that truth. Some of you may also feel that when you do hear the truth, it is not a true truth, because all of you understand and know your own truth is very different from many others as well. So as you are going through this experience, understanding the way that you understand energy, understanding your own heart and how it processes this energy. This is a very important task. When you hear your television tell you that there are UFOs and extraterrestrials, most of you say, I already knew this. Some of you are saying, now that the government has told me that this exists, now I am open to understanding this. And some humans do not believe anything that is within that. But any energy on Earth is growing and advancing. And many humans look at those who say, I don't believe in any of this, as a lower vibrational human or someone who isn't awakening, even though they might not hold the energy that is connected with that. They are still processing other things for their own Earth experience and journey that are very important for them. The prostitutes that work on the street, the drug dealers that are using gang violences, all of these souls need the experience on Earth. And even if they are not learning how to grow from experiencing contact, everyone on Earth is going through a process of expanding. Now, we know that some of you call this word ascension, and this is a very exciting and fun word, but ascension energy only means to go up. And going up is what all of you do. Even before the energy of Earth was more accelerated for consciousness, the desire to grow, everyone was still learning more things. Even if you took out the association of souls' energies for the experience, humans are still experiencing more things, and that teaches them other things about themselves, about others, about Earth. So this excitement has gone on since the beginning of Earth, before humans, before Atlanteans, and even before Earth existed as well. Every soul that enters the body is disclosing about the physical universe and how this can teach the soul as well. So we wanted to share this with you in excitement and share that we also feel very excited to be here with you in this day as well. One moment.
Well, back without hesitation or delay at Mrs. Olive. We will take your queries at your leisure.